Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. I've got a nice, interesting mix for you today. It's the Tutorial Tuesday, but I've also got a small Walmart haul, and I've also got my project share, and then we've got the tutorial. So, first of all, I'm going to show you my little Walmart haul, and I went all sparkly. So I got myself glitterific, and I've had these upside down on my desk, which is why they've drained down a bit. And I got silver. I'll pop them down there. I got neon orange. I got neon pink. I got hot pink. Yes, I went a bit mad. I got rose gold. And I got I think this is called neon blue. So I was very attracted to the neons. And then I got myself a Deco Art Twinkles. And the reason that I got this one is because it's got small, let's see if we can get a clear picture. It's really grey here. It's got very small particles of glitter in it. And I thought that I'd be able to use my Dollar Tree faux snow in there to beef it up. And I've also got AliExpress. I call this my pretty faux snow because it's basically the same stuff. It's like the shredded offcuts from sequins, but it's really soft. It's not all hard and crispy like a sequin. It's more like the foil coating that goes onto the mylar sheets. So I'm looking forward to mixing up my own batches of sparkly stuff. And I've also got this other one, which is in green and gold, but it's just such pretty stuff. So what else did I get? This surprised me. This is a prismatic foil pad. I'm going to open it. It might blind you. Look at that. This really surprised me to see this at Walmart, and you get that sheet. So I'm not going to go through all of them because you kind of like get 3 of each, and then you get that one, which I don't know if it's showing well on camera. It's just really bright gold. And then this one, which is gorgeous, all stars and sparkly snowflakey things. You can see my camera up there. And then you get a silver mirror prismatic, which is nice for unicorns. And then last but not least, a silver rainbow sparkly one. So that was $3, and you get 15 sheets, and it's really thick. It's really good quality cardstock in there. So I was quite surprised to see that at Walmart. And the other thing I got, which there's quite a funny story attached to this actually. I've been walking past this in Walmart for quite a while now, and I thought I'm not going to get it because everybody says glow in the dark and it doesn't work. So I'm standing there and I'm looking at the shelf and I'm umming and ahhing, and I'm thinking I really do want that because there's some sort of like Halloweeny stuff and glow in the dark snow stuff that I'd like to make and things like that. So I thought I'll try it. So what I did was I stuffed it up my t-shirt in Walmart so that I was blocking out all the light. Well, my husband was standing at the end of the shopping aisle and he's racing over to me and he's like, oh my God, what are you doing? You know, thinking I was shoplifting. And I've never shoplifted in my life, but it was just absolutely hilarious. And I was like, calm down, I'm just checking to see if it really does glow in the dark. And it does. It really does glow in the dark. So maybe Walmart should have a little test shelf where they've got a bottle of this inside a black box so that people can see that it glows. Because my husband, bless him, almost had a heart attack when he saw me stuffing it up my t-shirt. So that's the other thing that I got. And like I said, it really, really does work. And it's got, I don't know if I can get close. You see, it's got a glittery sparkle in there as well, which is really, really pretty. And I did a sample card so that you can see the ones that I got there. This is the silver glitterific. I'll really trying hard to get it done. There we go. That's the silver. That's the rose gold. That is the glow in the dark. And can you see if I put my hand around it, because it's quite bright light on it, you can see that it actually does glow. It's just that I haven't got the darkness for you. When I do a project, I'll try and photograph it at night. And then that one is the tangerine neon and the pink neon. That one is the hot pink. And then that's the twinkles that I want to add my stuff to. And then that one is the neon blue. So Walmart do have the full colour range in there. So I was really, really pleased with that. So sparkly stuff. And that brings us to the project, because we're going to make a tag. And this is what I've done to my tag. This has got the tangerine orange on it, and also a little bit of my lovely sparkly snow there from AliExpress, and I just dropped a few pieces in and brushed them in. So I'm going to be using that tag that I used that on. And the die that I'm going to be using today is, if I can find it, is this one. So I've decided to do something happy and sunny, and this is the Flamingo in the tutu. So before I run off and cut this up, I'm going to pause briefly so I can show you the projects that I've made so far using MX Art. Okay, so this is what I've used for the projects that I've made already. I used my easel die. I've used the cardinal bird. I've used those pine branch bows, which actually, when you cut them, because they're opposites, and you put them together, it creates a heart shape. I've used one of the sunshines, and that was a nice surprise because they cut into the paper, they don't cut out, so that's really lovely. And I used the flip-flops. I used the deer, or the stag, with all those antlers there, and I used a rectangle and a square in those postage edge dies. So that's what I used for the projects that I've made so far. First up is I did an ATC set, and I used my design ATC card and ATC coin, and the sun fits the coin perfectly. So for you ATC makers out there, I just thought that was really, really pretty, and it's lovely when you can find dies that will fit ATCs. So I did the coin and I did the flip-flops, and I used a Touch 5 marker, and this is that gold pen from Dollar Tree that they're doing for $1. It's a really lovely pen, and I use that same pen to edge the words. So those are the flip-flops. I hope they're not fluorescing on camera, but I made an ATC and an ATC coin. So that was my first little project that I finished, and I can put these with my other ATCs. Next up is the cardinal bird, and this paper is called Holly Jolly, and this is from Tuesday Morning. But look at that cardinal, isn't it gorgeous? I mean, I know you can get lots of cardinal dies out there, but isn't it nice to have one that really does look like a cardinal? And super easy to make. A little bit of gel pen there for the eyes, and went around the edge of the eye with the chalk marker from Dollar Tree so that it's got some highlight, because the black stands out from the black then. Isn't that cute? I really, really like that. And then we have the reindeer stroke stag, and I did it in pink sparkly glitter paper. I used some of those light bulb stickers from that Holly Jolly pack from Tuesday Morning. Here is that pine bough, and I've done that in a kind of mint green and also a gold, and that background paper there from Tuesday Morning. And again, another of those postage dies, this time a square. So those are the current MX art projects, and I'm now going to pause to put everything on the table so we can paper piece that cute little flamingo. Okay, I'm back and I've cut everything out and tried my hardest to remain true to the colours that I see on the website. And so the tutu is pink, yellow and blue, and there's a little red waistband, and then using the red again, I've cut a tiny little tongue that you can see there. There's a yellow flower that goes on the flamingo's head. This is the bottom of the flamingo's body that you can see emerging under the tutu. You don't have to use that piece. And the only thing that isn't true is that I cut my flamingo in pink sparkly glitter paper. So that's just my personal choice. And I've got a little bit stuck on there. There we go. Now, this little blue piece here is the collar that goes around the neck of the flamingo, and that area is embossed so you know where to put that. These are the eyes. Now, obviously, you've got one going off in the distance because she's looking sideways, but there is a black pupil that needs to go into these eyes. Now, you can either use the flat back pearls, which I usually use. These are the 1.5mm and these are the 4mm. But personally, I'm just going to use my Touch 5 marker and a white gel pen. These are from AliExpress as well. And the black is a 120. So these are what I'm going to use, and I'm going to do the eye first. Now, if my hand covers this, you have to forgive me, but as I'm always explaining, you know, the camera. So I'm just going to very carefully hold it down with my fingernail and do a circle like that. And I hope that I've done it. Now this one is such a tiny area that quite literally, you know, the pen will pick it up. And so I've just put the pupil area down the center. Don't know if you can see that. It needs another little bit down there. That's it. Tiny, tiny things, and you'll be able to see those on the flamingo's face once I finish gluing everything together. Now, as always, I use Dollar Tree glue in a AliExpress squeezy bottle, and I'm going to pop the eyes on first. So I'm just working a little bit there, and the reason that I'm doing the eyes first is because glitter cardstock like this, unless it's real glitter with all the bits, which I don't actually like to die cut using that. I always think it blunts your dies. It takes quite a while to dry because it's a plastic coat. So that is the first eye, and then this is the second eye, which goes off into the distance. Now I'm hoping I've moved that into the correct position. And then the next thing I'm going to glue on is the beak and the little black piece that goes onto the beak. So just going around the edge here. So you just have to remember when you're using a coated cardstock, just allow a little bit more drying time for your things, because as I say, your glue will remain slick on there, which isn't a bad thing because it allows you to kind of position stuff where you want it. Now I'm going to pick this up because I can see I haven't quite gone to the embossed edge. I am going to put it back down again in a second. There we go. I think I put that in the correct place. So I'm just going to squeeze it down. And then of course the black bit's going to dry quickly because it's just regular paper to paper. So I've got some glue on there and flip my beak tip the right way around. and I'm going to pop that down on there. So that's the tip of the flamingo's beak, and I always use my fingertips to soak up any excess glue. Now that tongue is really tiny. It's this one here, so I'm going to pop that down there as well, just a little bit of glue, and try and get this the right way around, and I'm pretty sure that it goes this way. I mean, the pickup tool is an absolute lifesaver for doing things like this. I can't recommend it enough. I mean, seriously, I just could not do things like this with my hands before I got one of these wax pickup tools, because some of the bits can be so small. You can either have a problem seeing them or a problem positioning them. So see that tiny little necklace? Look, I'm going to put my hand in there so you can see. So holding stuff like this for me is a huge problem. So I'm really grateful for my pickup tool. Right, the next thing is the waistband of the tutu, and I'm just going to glue that along there, and then I'm just going to glue the layers of the tutu together and come back when I've done that, so that you haven't had to sit down for a full half an hour. Now, as I say, glue time again on slick papers will take a little bit longer. So these three pieces of tutu I'm going to glue together, and I'll be straight back. Okay, so I've done that, and what I always do is put down my pieces. That piece needs to come over on top of here, and I will lift up my flamingo and put it to the edge of the tutu. So I just put my glue just like that, just along the edge, and then I'm going to pick up my flamingo. Hopefully the other piece is dried on there, and I'm going to position it where it looks correct, and that's about right. I'm going to stick that down because it does lean slightly, just very slightly like that. So that's the tutu on there. And then I've got legs. Now the bent leg comes in front of the straight leg. So I'm going to glue the bent leg on first. Now you've got your body piece here that hangs out beneath the tutu. So you can marry up where those sections go, and that looks about right. So I'm going to have to glue that little piece on first, and I'll be back. Right, so I just glued that little body bit on the bottom, and I'm just going to pop that flower in her hair, which is kind of up here somewhere, I think. So I've got a good little dot of glue there, and I'm just going to pop that flower down so that it's kind of like partially off the top of the head. So I've got that in, and if I slide my mat up a bit so that you can see the ends of the legs, I'm going to pop the straight leg on first, which goes about there. She's almost like sort of ballet dancing, isn't she? Well, I guess she is, because she's in a tutu. So that goes roughly about there. Now I'm using this tag, so I want to compare to see if it's going to fit. And what I will do with mine is I will shorten legs to make sure that what I want is fitting on my tag. So I'm actually, I think, pushing the leg up a little bit further than the website. In fact, I'm going to push it up a little bit more. So I'm going to have mine like that because I just want it to fit the tag. So I'm going to lift this bit up, and then I'm going to apply glue down the whole length of that bit that I want to hide, so that I can remember the length that I decided on. And now we're going to pop that just there. So my flamingo is a little bit shorter, but you can have a very long flamingo if you want one. And then there goes my home phone. Never a dull moment. And that one goes about there. So that's where I'm going to now glue that, and I'll be straight back. Okay, so I glued the other leg on there, and if I manipulate it to that position, that's kind of the position that she stands in. I've got a couple of blue glitter stars here from my stash that were left over from a project I did last week. And now I need to put some highlights into the eyes to kind of bring her to life. So I'm going to have to bring it down here so that I can see. Now, if you've got a gel pen and you're having a problem with it working, you can just warm it on your skin like that, and it will get the ink flowing for you. So, excuse me if I hide everything. I just want to know that I'm getting these little dots where I want them, really. Just to put a little bit of character and some sunshine into the eyes. Very tiny on that one that's receding. That one, I think, you know, is perhaps a little bit difficult to do. And I think maybe I should have applied a little bit more black to that area. But as I've already done that, I'm going to leave it like that. Now this needs a couple of minutes to dry while I then flip it over and put some of my Dollar Tree foamy pads on the back so it can go onto the tag. So here she is, all finished, and I've used those stars that I had left over and popped those onto dimensionals as well. And she's all popped up, and there's her little flower on her head, and I used some organza ribbon and just tied that off up there. But there you can see, look, I hope I'm not all blurred. Let's see. I zoom in and zoom out. There we go. The little tutu, which layers up really, really easily. With little tiny legs. I just think they're so cute. And I can put my finger in, look, so you can see the size of those pieces. And then the highlights in her eyes. And that lovely, lovely sparkly background. So there's my bag of bits, there's my flamingo tag, and the other items that I made were the reindeer, same pink again. I do love that pink sparkly pack. I did the ATC with the flip-flops and the sun, and I did the fabulous, fabulous cardinal bird. As I say, just so lovely to get a cardinal bird for Christmas cards that really does look like a cardinal. So I hope that you enjoyed that. I'm up tomorrow, and I'm pretty sure it's another die haul. I don't know from whom, but the makers on AliExpress are trying to dash things through as quickly as possible, and they're using DHL to get them here because UPS is refusing a lot of parcels actually for expedited delivery out of China. So DHL I do know is arriving today, but from whom I do not know. So there'll be a surprise haul tomorrow, and as usual, all links below. You have a fabulous day. Bye.